Hey everybody, Peter Parks here from DNAWealthBlueprint.com, and welcome to this module. This is going to be a very exciting module. I've been building out this case study now for the last couple of weeks live as we're leading up to DNA launch and DNA Wealth Blueprint, and I wanted to show you how you can scale another Amazon and split test an Amazon and a CPA product at the same time and figure out which channel that you want to play in, whether it be in the Amazon background or whether you want to be in the CPA background. Now, I understand that you are a member of DNA Wealth Blueprint, which is great. Because I'm still generating my own income with my team, there's still certain details that I still have to kind of blur out. Now, don't panic about how to build out a responsive fan page. There are tons of them out there. I'm going to give you a couple of different examples of fan pages. You're going to see them in real time. So you basically, all you got to do is bookmark them, like them, go back to them, and then you can use them for your own business because pretty much all the fan pages are pretty much all the same. It's just a methodology that changes with the niche market. And again, we're going to go over that within DNA Wealth Blueprint. So don't worry about that. The bottom line is you need to be able to take action. Follow the methodology that I'm going to be teaching you right now. Follow the formula. Follow the step by step that I'm giving you, and you're going to be fine. If you want to deviate and you want to test on your own dime, that's okay too. You do that on your own dime. But let me explain to you how I do my process and how my clients do their process and how you should do it as a DNA Wealth Blueprint member. And then you can make the decisions, take what you like, take what you don't like, throw it in the trash, take what you like and put it to massive action, and let's get some results. So when you're building out your fan page, always in your About Me section, and this is pretty rudimentary, but I'll just go over it really quickly because the case study is pretty meaty. When you're in your About section, you always want to make sure that you have your URL inside of the About section because believe it or not, people actually do look at your About section. They want to see what's going on with a particular page. So if you can make sure you have your URL in there and you also have a great call to action, you're going to be okay because I'd say at least 30-40% of the time people are actually going to click those links to go off where you want to send them. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this. If you have your URL in your about section, you can send them right to your landing page. You can send them to your squeeze page. You can send them to your content rich product landing page, but I wouldn't necessarily do that because you have to remember Facebook is always going to be reviewing what you're doing. So to be safe, if you want, I recommend the highest chances that I always have is I just put in my landing page that's going into an opt-in form. So at least that way I'm building a list. That's the first and foremost thing you've got to understand is you've got to be able to build a list. So let's get into the case study because it's an awesome case study. So again, I've walked into another competitive niche. I'm in a bunch of these niches as far as muscle, as far as fitness, as far as supplementation, as far as testosterone boosters. I mean, you name it, I'm in micro sub niches as well because muscle and fitness is a massive, massive, massive niche, but there are micro niches that you can go into, fly under the radar, and you can literally crush it, and nobody knows what you're doing. Okay, so that's the niche that we're in. We're in the muscle and the fitness niche. So let's go on to the case study here because it's very exciting. So as you see here, when I just started to get into this particular um, this particular niche market, when I built out my original ads, you'll see here that this ad couldn't get off the ground because I was too determined not to put more than the money for the cost per click that I actually have there. I'm really kind of a Scrooge when it comes to cost per click, and it's really funny because Facebook rewards you with traffic when you go cost per click. So you can see there my average cost per click was around 32 cents. I really didn't want to go any higher than that. If you've got to go 50, 75 cents a click to start to start driving ads, first of all, it's not a bad thing. If you have to do that, it's not a bad thing, but you have to be very mindful of your ad spend. You have to be very mindful of your ad budget. You have to be very mindful of your ROI. You have to be very mindful of your conversions. See, there's a lot of moving parts to this particular to put this particular game. So you have to be mindful. If you're dropping in 50 cents, 75 cents, a buck 25, and you're paying cost per click, you better damn well make sure that that you're driving people to an offer where if you're losing money on the front end, you're not going to lose massively. Like, why would you spend 50 cents, 75 cents, a buck 25 to drive somebody to an email submit that pays you a buck 25 or a buck 50 or $2? That's just ridiculous. I mean, do you know how much money, you know how much ad spend, even if you dial everything in, do you know how much ad spend you're going to have to put into the front end? Do you know how many sales you're going to have to make on the back end just to recuperate your cost? It doesn't make any sense. So you always want to make sure you got a good offer going. Now, because I didn't want to put in any more for CPC, I said to myself, okay, I'm just going to let this ad run just to see what happens. And as I was doing the targeting, it wasn't really that hard because I looked at the other fan page demographics and I looked at the industry targeting media kits because this is how you find your demographic. If you're trying to figure out what your age group is or what your demographic is, if you're in that particular niche market, if you go, if they have a magazine offline, they're going to have a magazine most likely online for their websites. Major publications, major brands like Muscle and Fitness, Male Fitness, all that kind of stuff. If you actually look at the navigation bars on those particular sites, you'll see something called Media Kit or Media Kit Outlet or Media. You click on those links, they're going to have they're going to have the demographics blown out for you, so you can really kind of dial in based with that, and also with Quantcast, and also with Alexa, you're going to be able to dial into your marketplace. And if you're looking at the Google Ad Planner as well, you're going to be able to look at these. You're going to be able to look at your demographics, and you're going to be able to quickly dial in what's going on within your particular marketplace. So that's really all you need to get set up to run ads. Now, if you're looking at other Facebook fan pages, you're simply going to click on their likes, and you're going to look on their likes, and you're going to see a section, for demographics, who posted the most, who engaged the most. It's not until you see the actual insights, but you don't need to worry about that. Based on everything else that I've just told you, you can get a real good idea as to what your demographic is and who you should market to. So when you use those methodologies, which is what I did, I was able to say to myself, okay, I'm going to start to build a second ad because this ad is not running on cost per click. I don't really want to put in more money than I already did for cost per click. That's already too high as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to put in another ad to run my second ad. Now, at the same time, I mean, you're looking at my click-through rate. I know it's like no clicks whatsoever, but you have to understand how to build out the ads. In this particular niche market, I've been using this technique for about, I don't know, like 6 months now, and especially in these marketplaces. Facebook doesn't like before or after imagery. It creates an unrealistic response. It creates an unrealistic end goal for the average person. So I figured out a way how to wrap around that. If you use an image and you split the image up in two, so you have two people beside each other before and after, but you only used half of that image or half the one side of that person, you're going to get your ad approved. Because what that does, and this is psychology coming into play. Not only going to get great click-through rates because you've just wrapped someone's psychology, you've just got them intrigued, you've got them curiosity, and for the human brain, the two biggest roadblocks for the human brain is curiosity and just being stumped in general. Like the human brain needs to know an answer to a particular question, especially when they see an image. All of a sudden now that invokes in their mind, well, what the hell? What does this person look like? What's going on here? They want to click on the ad. So keep that in mind. Split images are gold when you want to get approved for FB. And if you see what else I've done here, I've actually included my link inside of the ad itself. So If someone doesn't actually click that link, if someone doesn't actually click that ad, I don't care, because they're going to manually look at that link and they're going to manually go to it in their browser. So you always want to make sure you have a great call to action. You always want to make sure that you have your link inside of the actual ad itself, and you want to use a split image, because if you do that, you're going to be gold. So let's go into the next ad that I had created, and you can see a little bit of a change here. So a couple of the things that I did when I created another campaign, and by the way, I go over this relentlessly. I do not build 2 or 3 or 4 ads into a campaign. I group my campaigns and my ads separately. You have to do this, because you're never going to know how to you're never going to know how to build an ad campaign, how to split test that ad campaign, how to track that ad campaign if you got 4 or 5 ads in a ad group. You want to have one ad per ad campaign. You want to have a budget for that ad campaign. You want to have interest in that in that particular campaign. You want to have it all self-contained, because at the end of the day, you're going to be trying to get your controls. When you get your control, then you're going to be able to optimize your campaign. Then you're going to be able to scale that campaign. Then you're going to see ROI. So I've talked about this in other modules. I'm talking about it again, just going over a recap of what you need to do, and you see what I'm doing here. This is all one ad, one campaign. Same demographics, but I'm doing some different things here. So a couple of the things you're going to see is for this particular campaign, if you want to get your ads approved for aggressive niches like fitness and bodybuilding or muscle, again, you want to be using the split image. You just want to show one half of the person, and that's totally fine with FB. Now, again, you should make sure that your URL is directly in the copy so it stands out. So again, if even the people do not click on the ad itself, they're going to see the link and they're going to follow it manually. You've got to be able to do this. Now, also as well, you're going to see here the click-through rate that I got. It's amazing. Like, I mean, super high, over 22% for my click-through rate. And then you look at some more metrics there, you're going to see the clicks, because I'm just starting to look at this campaign, figure everything out. And I switched from going from cost per click to optimize CPM. And there's a reason why I went CPM, because I figured I'm not going to get the clicks that I'm going to get for cost per click. I'm not going to get my ROI back. And I'm also going to be spending a lot of money on the front end, which I do not want to do. So I figured, because of the psychology of the ad that I created, because of the way how I worded my ad and had the copywriting of the ad itself, and because of the niche that I'm in, I figured, you know what? I'd rather get exposure of this ad. I'd rather get a bunch of people seeing this ad right away. What's going to happen when I get a bunch of people seeing this ad right away? I'm going to get a bunch of clicks, and my optimized CPM, which I've switched to, is going to be cheaper rather than me going cost per click. If I would have kept on cost per click on this particular campaign build out, I'd be spending a lot of money on cost per click. Now, don't get me wrong. At the end of this, which is what I'm leading up to, everything worked out fine. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you follow this methodology, this line of what I'm teaching you, you're going to get a better result. So you see there what my optimized CPM is, still pretty high, but for 1,000 impressions, I'll take that all day long. If you were to walk into a tier 1 traffic source, and if you're doing CPM, sometimes you're paying $10, $12 for a CPM, which is absolutely nuts. It's crazy. You want to get it down to an ideal anywhere from $3 to $5, and even that, you're going to be lucky on a tier 1 traffic source to get a boatload of traffic. So let's scale that back and keep on this particular Facebook module. So where was I? Oh, so if you look at my post engagements, only 5 cents. That I can deal with. Okay, so now we're going to go into, and you're going to see what I did now. So again, from this point forward, I dropped my CPC. I went to optimize CPM, and the results were very good. So now all of a sudden, I've got a very minimal ad spend, and I'm able to build a responsive list based on the psychology of the ad copy and the marketing. So what I decided to do is in this particular case study, I'm selling both CPA lead gen, $43 per card issued, and I'm selling Amazon products because ultimately this is what I wanted to do. I'm split testing between an Amazon campaign and I'm split testing between my CPA campaign. So I'm doing both at the same time because I want to see what's going to convert for me. Is it an Amazon product or is it a CPA product, right? So here's the action steps that you need to take. And if you look at what's going on here, you see my click-through rate went a crazy 81% click-through rate, which is absolutely nuts. I didn't use video. I didn't use video. I used an image. And again, look at what I'm doing with this particular image. Look at my copy. Look at the image. Look at what I've done. Look at the psychology of my market. Look at where I'm targeting. Now, again, the one big thing about this is I would never target 10 million people. That's just too many people to target. You're going to have to build out, and I'm going to tell you what I did, but you're going to have a big ad spend to reach 10 million people. And you're going to have to monitor that ad spend when you're going through your campaigns. But I would never target that many people again. And as I'm going through this, I'm going to show you why you shouldn't do that. So again, you look at the click-through rate, you look at my average, my average CPM, pretty good. The total spent. Now, see, I was doing $5 budgeting because I was following another strategy that I kind of looked at a lot of people were doing. Now, I find that when you do the $5 ad budget strategy, you're going to need to build out a whole bunch of campaigns at $5 a pop. So it just kind of makes sense that when you do this, you build out a ad campaign and you start out with $50 a day, up to $150 a day. So I'm going to show you why in a second because that's exactly kind of what I did there. So here are the action steps that you need to take. You want to build a new campaign, which I already did. Now, because I'm in a very aggressive niche market, like I said, I'm going to show you fan pages that you can replicate. You don't have to replicate my fan page. You can replicate other fan pages that are using the same methodology and that are working. And once you have a fan page built out, you either do it yourself or you get it outsourced or you find a team, you start to build a team that's going to help you build out fan pages because at the end of the day, really you don't want to be building out these fan pages yourself. So what I recommend that you do is when you're building out your first one or two fan pages, you do it yourself so that you understand the psychology of why you're building out the fan page. You understand why you need to post how you need to post. And we're going to talk about posting as well, like content posting, but content posting that turns into a promotional post leading up to you giving an offer, right? I talked about this in a previous module when we're in the NASCAR niche. So go back and watch that module so you understand how to do content posting and turn that content posting into a promotional posting leading up to an offer. So that would be one of your action steps is to build out your campaign, right? So you have everything you need to do to replicate this whole entire process within within the DNA Wealth Blueprint course. Okay. Step two, what I did is I opened up my budget, and what you should do is you want to open up your budget from $5 a day or $10 a day, whatever it is. I'm opening up my budget from $50 to $150 a day, which I'm starting to do, and I'm building a list into the thousands. This is exactly what you want to do. Now, I'm driving my ad to my squeeze page to capture that lead. Okay? Even though I'm doing a post engagement ad, that post engagement ad, still where I've dropped my link, you've seen the ad, you've seen the URL in the ad copy, but the URL is also in the promoted post. So when people go to that promoted post, either way, whether they go up manually, whether they go automatically or whatever, they're going to click on that link, and that link is going to go to my squeeze page because that's where I want them to go. So you want to drive the ad to your squeeze to capture the lead. Then you want to redirect to the pre-sale page. From the CPA pre-sale page, they will go to the advertiser's offer. So understand the funnel that I'm giving you. Let's go over these action steps again so that you get it. So I've replicated this process. I'm starting to scale. I'm opening up my budget from $5, $10, whatever your ad budget is. I'm opening my budget now to $50 to $100, $150 a day because now I want to start building a list. I know that I've got great CPM. I know I've got clicks are starting to come in, so I'm using optimized CPM to get a whole bunch more clicks, right? I'm driving this ad is going to go to my promoted post, but in my promoted post, that and as well within the ad, because I've got the URL in the ad, I've got the URL in the promoted post, it's going to go to my squeeze so I can capture that lead. From my squeeze, I'm then going to redirect them to my CPA pre-sale landing page or my content-rich product landing page. From there, from my content-rich product landing page, my CPL pre-sale page, whatever you want to call it, they're going to get redirected to the advertiser offer, and I'm going to make my money, right? And the next step is to do the relentless follow-up in the autoresponder series. And from there, I will send them off to 3 to 5 other offers as well at the same time. Now, you watched the other module where you how to monetize a lead 7 different ways or 5 different ways or 3 different ways. How many different ways you can do it before the advertiser gets a hold of that lead? That's exactly what I'm going to be doing here as well. Now, this is a technique that you don't want to do it in every market because you got to really walk through your whole entire funnel first. You've got to make sure that you've got some good offers on the back end. You've got to talk to the offers that you're going to drive people to. You want to be able to make sure that you've picked up the phone, you've contacted people, you've sent emails. So you want to walk through these. You want to walk through these funnels yourself. Now, that's how you are going to make a really good money on the back end when you're monetizing a lead 7 different ways or 5 different ways because you are walking through the process or you ask a ton of questions, you get educated answers so that you can understand how the funnel kind of works yourself before you start sending leads through it. Okay? So from there, again, like I said, I would never go this wide on an ad again when I'm doing a test. The ideal optimal range that you kind of want to run through when you're doing something like this is you want to be going either to 1 million people, less than 1 million people, 500,000. The optimal is anywhere from 250 to about 650,000 people, depending on your ad budget. Because if you're doing a $10, $20 a day ad budget, you're gonna have to build a couple of campaigns to work up to that to start to hit some good reach. If you're gonna get aggressive and you're doing a $50 or $100 a day, then you're gonna reach it a little bit quicker. You're gonna see a lot more traffic come in, and you can test quicker. So that's something that you can do. So you have to make up your mind as to what you want to do. So a couple of different things now. Going over this particular campaign, again, if you want to get your ads approved, you want to be able to use a split testing image, and that's going to be fine with Facebook. Now, as you can see here, here's the first landing page that I built out. This is a CPA to split test with the Amazon offer. This when I drive people through my promoted post, this is where they're going. They're going to this link right here, and it's a lead pages link, right? I want to capture that lead. When I capture that lead, now they're going to what I talked about again. We talked about the content-rich product landing pages, and the fact that now here's the big thing. I talked about this in pre-selling, so go watch that module on pre-selling. But basically, you need to be able to scream or make sure you have upfront that this is an advertorial, content-rich product landing page for a couple of different reasons. You protect yourself, you limit your risk of liability with the advertiser, with Facebook. Facebook doesn't mind advertorials as long as you come out and say they're advertorials. As long as you have your privacy policy put into place, you have your earnings disclaimer put in this place, you make it look like a real website. And we talked about this in the other module with the pre-selling. So go watch that module because this is kind of focused on the formula that I'm revealing right now for you. Okay. So even if people, again, so I'll just make a side note about this. Just make sure it screams advertorial or advertorial is out there. And now when you do that, even if people don't see it, that is an advertorial. It's not your fault. But the bottom line is most people don't care if it's an advertorial. Okay, they just simply don't care. If they're interested in the offer and your site looks somewhat legit, the more legit that you can make your site look, the better off you're going to be. People are going to click, people are going to land on your content rich product landing page. They're going to look at all your content. They're going to get your page is going to become sticky. They're going to stay there, right? When you look at your analytics, when you look at your tracking, you're going to see people are staying on your pages for like 5 minutes, 6 minutes. That's gangster. That's incredible. You're making a sale. If someone's staying on your page for 5 to 6 minutes, or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, you're making a sale. Okay, it's just that simple. So I wanted to kind of show you. So when they off from this content rich product landing page, then they're going to go to the offers. This is a two-step offer. So basically what that means is there's the front end and there's the upsell. So the chances are if someone's staying on my page for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, I've had people stay on that page for up to 12 minutes. They're making a buying decision. When they go through the way I set the page up is step one, step two. So they've got to get both products together to get maximum effect and to get maximum result. So on the upsell, when the people take on the front end, on the upsell, it's a 68% uptake on the second offer, which is incredible on the upsell. It's huge, right? If you structure out the pages properly, right, and you structure out your funnel properly, you do the aggressive follow-up in your content email sequence that you can turn into a promotional email sequence as well and do the relentless follow-up with them, you're going to get amazing results. This is the next offer that I'm testing as well. So I'm testing a couple different offers on this particular page. 2 CPA offers I'm testing, right? So you always want to be able to make sure you test 2 CPA offers because you want to see which offer is going to be not just with split testing with Amazon, but you want to see with the CPA offer itself as well, what's going on with that particular offer, what offer is going to jump, right? And that just means you're going to do another ad or test with this particular product on on that particular same page. You can do both. It doesn't really matter, right? So let's go into the next landing page, which was the Amazon landing page that I'm split testing against the other landing page for the CPA offer. This is the Amazon landing page. You can see there, if you look at the top URL, it's amazon.lead pages. And I can't show you the rest of it because, again, this is a process that I built out. I'm giving you actually everything that you need. I'm giving you everything that you need in this particular module to build out a whole entire funnel without ripping me off. So if you follow the formula, you follow the methodology of what I'm teaching you, you follow the steps that I'm showing you right now, step by step by step, you build out the funnel. I will look at your funnels, tweak them out, explain to you what you need to do, but you've got to go test. You've got to go put in the sweat equity and build the work. But anyways, so that's the landing page for the Amazon. And then where do you think they go? They go right to the Amazon. They go right to the Amazon link where I'm sending them. Now, again, there's thousands there's thousands of supplements in Amazon. So you just have to go look for what supplement you want to test. And I mean, really, to simply make it very easy for you, you want to look on the left hand side and you want to look at the most reviews. You want to look at the most popular. Those how you want to break down your products that you want to start testing on Amazon. You don't want to really willy-nilly look for a product and start testing it. Obviously, you want to just cut through the chase, cut through all the BS, and look at the most reviews, look at the most popular. You don't want to look at the newest, not yet, because you don't know if it's going to convert. So why would you want to spend your money on traffic and drive it to an offer if you don't know if the product's going to convert? So use that methodology right there, and then you're going to be testing. So what happened with all of this, as I'm still doing this case study live, so you're going to see literally, let's just say that the CPA offer obviously won over the Amazon offer by a landslide. And when I say a landslide, I mean a landslide. So you can see here, I mean, this is real-time CPA income. It doesn't get any more real than this. Like, again, I'm okay with Amazon. I like Amazon. I do very well with Amazon, but I'm going to tell you right now, I do 10 times better with CPA because that's my core strength. That's my business. That's where I thrive. That's where I'm a beast. So that's the lesson to be learned is look, Amazon is great. I've shown you a couple case studies of how you can be an Amazon affiliate and drive traffic from Facebook to your Amazon products and sell Amazon products. I've shown you these are I've not done digital. This is all physical, right? Digital is easy. If you can do the physical, which is the hardest part of selling a product on Amazon as an affiliate, the digital side is just a cakewalk. But you want to focus on the physical side because people want to see, touch, taste, feel, hold their shit, right? Whatever they get from Amazon, right? So that's what I would suggest that you do. Amazon is great. CPA is the mother of all income. So I just wanted to show you this particular module right here. That's live in real time income. You can't deny that. You can't beat that. If you follow my listen, and again, I make another income disclaimer. I know you're a member of DNA Wealth Blueprint, but I still have to make my income disclaimers. Listen, it's taken me, a very, very, very long time and a lot of money, tens of thousands of dollars to test. I'm going to say honestly, yes, it's gone into the six-figure mark just in buying data and testing that data, analyzing that data to get to the point where I am now. I'm going to tell you right now, 99% of the people will never do what I do. I can tell you, and I can tell you, rest assured, I can be truthful with you, that if you put in an honest effort, you don't have to go to my level. Again, like I said, I started with a 30-day $1 ad budget, $30 a day, right? And I reinvested every single penny back into my business because I needed to test, I needed to retest, I needed to get the data, I needed to buy the traffic data, I needed to analyze it, and I needed to take advantage of it, right? That's what you need to do as well. If you're willing to go through that process, you're willing to go through, and it's going to take a couple months. Again, this is the labor of love. If you see it through to the end, when you open that door, I shit you not, you're going to see a whole new world out there for you, and you're going to be unstoppable because basically you're going to have the skill sets to print money on demand, and that's all I'm going to say to that. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this module. It's a recent module, updated, live in real time. My name is Peter Parks. On behalf of Andrew Fox, DNA Wealth Blueprint members, love you to death. Keep grinding, keep in the grind, don't give up. We want to see some case studies, follow the methodology. You're going to have to watch this module over, I'll probably say about 3 or 4 times because there's a lot of psychology in here. There's a lot of marketing in here that I talked about. There's a lot of persuasion elements that I've talked about that you're going to have to kind of break it all down and piece it together and say, okay, I get it. Because once you get it, you got it, right? And then you can march forward. So don't just watch the video once and think you have it all. You got to listen. Not only do you got to listen, you got to watch. Not only do you got to watch, you got to watch and listen, and then you need to execute. Okay? So that being said, I'll see you in the next, in the profit zone, and I'll see you soon.